Hello everybody and welcome to Planet SkyFF, the world where everything revolves around a console of your choice. My name's Serge.
Or your choice. My name is James.
Nintendo 64 with GoldenEye or Mario Kart. I'll take either.
I'd love it if you won and they contacted you and you went, actually, I just want a fucking Game Boy, actually.
I've got a Game Boy at home, original Game Boy, eBay, Nintendo 64. Do you know how much those things retail for? Let's have a look. £100 you can get it with 5 games. Not bad. It'll save them a few quid.
I would have no idea what even like a PS5 costs these days.
I know they're a lot because there's a shortage. So I think they're £400-500.
Really?
Yeah, big money.
Oh crap!
If I won,
I've got all this shit to come, haven't I?
If I won a console of my choice, I would sell it. I'd sell it and use the money for something else.
Do you ever stop thinking about money?
I couldn't care less about it. Like, I suppose, to be fair, my kids might want to play it, so maybe I won't sell it for them. But I'd rather sell it and use the money to go away for a long weekend or some shit like that. But anyhow, we are very close to May, which means I can finally start playing this game again.
So, yes, Sunday, May the 1st, we're going to set Suj up for this team that's going to win the console. Should I take you through my week first?
Yes.
Like, did you do anything?
Nah, I'm waiting.
Useless.
Patience.
I had a decent week.
I had 74 points, which I think is all right.
102 for me. I made 3 transfers on Sunday. I bought Virgil van Dijk. I bought Nathaniel Chalobah as a bit of a punt. I bought Mason Mount, and they got me an extra 22 points on Sunday. I had some good returns elsewhere. Also on Sunday, James Ward-Prowse, 19-pointer. Thank you very much, sir. I captained Gallagher Monday night blank. I captained Cancelo on Saturday for his 14-pointer. Salah, 10 points on Sunday. Also had obviously Nick Pope's 11. 4 points from Laporte, 13 from Saka on Saturday as well. 2 points for Heung-min Son. That makes up my 102. I sold Gabriel, Fabian Schär, and James Maddison, who'd done nothing previously for the week. Up to 307th, Suj. And suddenly thinking...
Top 100 is doable.
With 4 transfers left, have I got an outside shot of still making top 100? Well, I'll need a few different differential captains, but I'm prepared to potentially go in with a few for the remainder of this season. How many transfers you got left, Suj?
28, 20, and then 38, in my second team. So we're going to do a bit of both, mixing and matching. I'm just looking here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days left.
Is that it?
12 match days left. And quite a few of these are single game days.
Yes. What's your thinking for Sunday in the first instance? I'm interested to know. I think this is going to be the crux of this podcast, how we set up this team. And you might think, well, I'm not doing that. Well, there's probably players we're going to discuss that would still be of interest. I want to know what you do. Sunday's the first day. How many players do you have on Sunday?
So Chelsea is obviously clearly, on paper, the most interesting fixture because they're away at Everton.
But there's every chance they get beat.
Yeah.
Because they don't care at the moment.
Is Chelsea we're the 4:30, so Chelsea's definitely going to be 2 o'clock. So we'll know the team.
You will. That's helpful. And you're going to need to do this knowing the team.
Yes. So I'm going to, at the moment, I have only Mendy in goal. So I think we can pile into at least 3 Chelsea.
Okay.
So I'll have 4 Chelsea on that day.
Okay.
And I've got Ben Johnson there as well, and he's going to play as well because we have no defenders. So I have 5 players.
Hang on, well, we're going with like Ben Johnson and shit like this for, mate.
No, there's no point selling him on the first when he's got a game.
Just start the new team.
No, we can do that as well. But this is my main team.
But you're not going to get to where you need to on Sunday, which is 11 players, mate.
Right, so we're starting...
If you don't start with 11 players Sunday, you ain't winning this.
Right, okay, so we need 11 players on Sunday.
Think of it logically like this, right? You can only make 5 transfers a week. So there's only one opportunity to make the transfers in the first week.
Set up for Sunday. Oh, no, sorry.
Buy players Monday night, isn't it, for United and Brentford?
But then, fine, because the next week, the Saturday, all get set up. Fine. So on Monday, I need to be set up with 11 players.
No, for Sunday. You want 11 players that are playing Sunday. And I would buy 5 players from the United-Brentford game on Monday. The beauty of that as well for United Brentford, and this kind of relevant for people who've got a lot of transfers left, and there will be some, is both those teams play on Saturday as well, right? So you can buy United or Brentford on Monday. United go to Brighton on Saturday. Brentford hosts Southampton on the Saturday. So you can go in, you can chain move it on. That's why I don't intend to skip the fixture personally on Monday either. I mean, so for example, this is the sort of thing I think you should be thinking about. So you start with Harry Kane, right? Example. You move it to Ronaldo Monday. You just go, right, Kane, Leicester, bang, one game, move it to Ronaldo for the Monday. Then you have Ronaldo for the Monday, and the Saturday you move it on to someone else on the Sunday.
You're not playing on Sunday.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, you are. So
we've got Leicester at home.
Your updated fixture has got it as grey for some reason on mine.
Oh, were you looking at an old planner, mate?
No, that's the one you sent this morning, perhaps. Right. So that changes everything. But yeah, okay. So just at a high level strategy. So I need 11 players on the Sunday. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Get 5 players from United Brentford.
Yeah.
Really, 5 Man United players?
You don't have to be 5 United. You can get Tony, Norgard, David Raya. You can do whatever you want with it, mate.
And then United and Brentford both play on the Saturday, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Keep them.
And bid them off. Someone like Tony, you could look at it and go, right, I'll buy him on the Monday and move it off. But what I'm saying is, for you, targeting winning the manager of the month, there's no point going, well, I'll start with Tony. That will save me the transfer on the Monday. If you start with 40 transfers, you're not going to run out of transfers. So get someone in for one game on the Sunday and then move it on.
So Arsenal, West Ham don't play on the Saturday in the following week. Yeah. Therefore, it makes sense that they're the ones that I've been off. Like, if I've got anyone from Spurs, keep them because you could play on the Saturday again.
Possibly, but then something like Kane's for Ronaldo.
Budget.
And you could then go back to Kane the following Thursday, for example, and okay, you miss Kane away to Liverpool.
So I think 4 or 5 Chelsea's definite. I'll go 3 Spurs, Kane, Son, and Kulusevski. I'll probably will have 2 or 3 Arsenal at least. West Ham, I think, is a real lottery because of rotation. I think only defensively you can be kind of feel comfortable on who is and isn't going to play because of the amount of injuries.
Do you think like Bowen, Antonio and that play Sunday? The other thing is you ain't going to see the West Ham team.
No, this is a problem.
So arguably you go with none.
But if I've got budget issues, like Ben Johnson's fine. Cresswell, if I need a defender, because I think he will play, is fine.
But arguably you'd probably go into Arsenal, wouldn't you? You can have someone like Saka, goes in, right, he stays there all season. That you call that like a dead position.
Arsenal are going to batter West Ham.
Really?
I think so.
Why are you trying to ruin my mood?
Batter being 2 or 3-0, which is...
Do you think?
Yeah.
We've already recorded tomorrow's COTC. There's disagreements on that.
Oh, okay. Well, look, we gave Chelsea a
I don't think anyone... We're certainly not of the opinion that Arsenal will batter West Ham on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think they'll win. But you won't make it an easy game for them. I know your mind's elsewhere. You won't make it easy. But probably in terms of... I think for Sunday, for you, targeting a whole 11 players playing on Sunday, you quite rightly want to target Chelsea. You obviously want to target Tottenham, I think.
Attack.
Yeah. I mean, arguably with Chelsea, if you fancy Chelsea for a clean sheet at Everton, you see the team, and there's an argument to be made that you go with a back 6 at Chelsea. And you win or lose on day one, right? If you get the clean sheet and the passing tiers, you're straight away you're on sort of 50, 60-ish if you've got 6 of them or so. And set up in a 5-3-2.
Yeah. If we go on to the Sunday the following week, then I think moving heavily, like Leicester then have 3 games, Everton, Norwich and Watford, while a lot of teams only have 1.
But with Leicester, how many games do they play? So you might
want safe picks like Schmeichel.
Well, yeah, Schmeichel you might want to look at and go, right, that's a dead pick. He's my keeper for the rest of the season.
Yeah. There's a number of other teams that have a lot of fixtures in relatively close succession. So Everton are going to be fighting for their lives.
I think with Everton though,
Leicester, Watford.
So generally for my team, I'm
Brentford.
looking potentially at buying Richarlison before the end of the season. 9.1. I think he's the potential talisman for them that would have the haul in him. Plus, we know from Sky he's been very good for tackle tiers and stuff in the past. So I think there's a potential haul in him for somewhere between now and the end of the season. But arguably, you'd wait till the following Sunday. I think for most people, it might. In your case, it might be right. Well, I'll start with Richarlison, and he's there, and I've left him, and I'm ready. Because although this week you'll struggle to spend 5 transfers, the following week you're probably going to want all the United Brentford players you get. You're going to then want to move off them between the Sunday and the Thursday afterwards. So that's what you got to
and
think.
Also
You got to think the value is important.
Because Chelsea play on the Saturday the 7th, and then they don't have a game for ages because they got they got Leeds, but then they've got the cup final.
The Leeds game, we think they'll mass rotate. So I think
and they got the cup final. So Chelsea, I need to come off Chelsea and come off United after the Saturday.
Well, this is it. So if you go United, Brentford, and you've gone 5, how are you going to come off the Chelsea players?
Yeah.
So it's balance. It's not easy. So then perhaps having players from United, Brentford, Chelsea that you're happy to leave dead for a little bit. So I feel like Tony would be a good dead player. You buy him on Monday and you go, right, I'm going to leave him there for the rest of the season. The United players, because they don't play in game week 37, is more difficult. They've got to go after the Brighton game.
Yeah.
After the Brighton game, they don't play till last day. So they'd have to go, right? United have got 4 games left, Thursday, Monday to Saturday, and then they don't play for 15 days. So whatever you got, United would have to move on. Therefore, maybe want to target Brentford. But do you want to captain the Brentford player at Man United on Monday? And that's probably a wider conversation for the general Sky listeners. You can.
Just
Tony, if Norgard's back.
The reality is we don't want to pile into United. Just have one as Ronaldo as captain in case he goes off.
You've got 5 transfers. You might as well use them. What's the point?
But there's other move because I will need to move off the Chelsea players, as we just mentioned.
Okay, so I mean, it doesn't really work though, because United, Chelsea, and Brentford are all playing on the Saturday. You want to move off 5 of them. You're definitely going to want to move off the United players. The Brentford players, like Norgard and Tony, you could just leave them there as enablers and go, right, I'll buy them on Monday, and that's it. Bang. They'll stay there for the rest of the season. But United players would have to go.
What would you do with the 2 teams that obviously are tearing up the league and are going to go for it? Is Liverpool and City.
Yeah.
They are evenly spaced out with everything. There's not really a particularly good 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 or anything with those guys at the moment, really. So what would you do? Just get them in and...
But there will be. We've got the Wolves fixture to go in, which at time of recording, we still don't know which week it's going to go into, which is a joke. Just a note on that Wednesday night, where in match week 36 you've got Everton go to Watford, Leicester host Norwich. And Leeds Chelsea is the other game. I think a few people get caught out on captaincy that night.
They won't have one.
Possibly. Even though there's 3 games. I'd be conscious of that because there's some good fixtures
and there might be
as
a
well.
4th. No, if City play, that'll be the Thursday, we think, right? If City play Wolves, or would that
if it's that midweek, it'll be the Wednesday.
So then there's another game there that they could have a captaincy from.
Well, most people have obviously a City coverage, yes. If it's the Thursday afterwards, then I'd be cautious of that Wednesday night. So Watford, Everton, there won't be a lot of coverage at the moment. Leicester, Norwich, there will be some Leicester knocking about, but a lot of people came off that on the Sunday just gone because there was big gains for Chelsea players, particularly versus Leicester. And the other fixture, what's the other fixture, Suj, that night?
We said Chelsea, Norwich, Watford,
Leeds,
Everton,
Chelsea.
and Leeds.
Chelsea.
Sorry, Leeds. Yeah.
Similar. The Chelsea players you have could easily get left out. So just be conscious. You might suddenly think, oh, I want to buy a player that night, and there'll still be gains. Like I intend to buy Richarlison on the Sunday before currently when they go to Leicester.
So if City Watford gets announced ASAP for 36, Wolves City, sorry. Then piling into City for the Newcastle game on the Sunday makes sense because it's Newcastle, Wolves, West Ham.
Yeah.
Sunday midweek, Saturday, basically.
But then even if it's not till the Thursday afterwards, you've still got 3 City games to go, and Liverpool wouldn't play in the time in between.
They have 1 game. After the Newcastle game.
Sorry, they play Villa on the Tuesday. No, you're right, actually, yeah.
But still, it's 1 Villa.
So the 5 transfers you make that week's really difficult, but I think, yes, you want to pile into City, Liverpool. City on the Sunday for the Newcastle game, Liverpool on the Tuesday probably for the
Villa game.
And
then the following Sunday
come off. Not so much Liverpool, I don't think.
So maybe City and Leicester seem interesting then. Liverpool maybe 3.
You want some Spurs, don't you? That's it as well. Like, I mean, I would, if I was setting up for this Sunday, I think I'd start with Kane and Son.
Yeah, and probably leave them.
And I'd move one on. Well, you can leave them, but
you've got Everton midweek, so...
Who has?
You.
No, we ain't.
Sorry, I'm looking at Watford have Everton midweek.
Yeah, there's a slight difference between those 2 teams.
Yeah. Sorry.
But you can't even fill it out. So if you want to target these premium players, you could go, look, do I leave like Emmanuel Dennis there as a dead or something? But I don't think you need to. I still think it would be like a Norgard if Touchwood is back in the team for for Brentford Monday night, which we don't know at the moment. You definitely go and get you still got to go and get 5 United and Brentford Monday night. You got to go for it, Suj. I think, and then you moved them on the Saturday, after the Saturday rather.
Yeah, the following week, game week 37. Obviously, there's a lot of fixtures on the Sunday, so I don't think I'll have 2 minutes. I won't need to make any transfers on Sunday.
You're buying on the Tuesday and the Thursday.
Yes.
We assume Liverpool at Southampton will be the Tuesday, so you're only buying players on the Tuesday to Thursday, which could include Manchester City,
Arsenal
but why
off.
not?
Yeah, there's no point, is there?
Well, you could Arsenal the Monday, but then Arsenal playing at Tottenham on the Thursday, so ideally you'd
Just
be before, wouldn't you? Probably.
I might. Well, the thing is, like Saka, I might just leave it dead, not waste a transfer on it.
That's fine. I think
Ramsdale,
that's what you want to do to probably work this out. Is probably have a group of 4 or 5 players. So say like Kasper Schmeichel would be an example. You go, right, he's the one I'm dead. But then I think you need to weigh that up and go, is he really the goalkeeper I think that scores the most points between now and the end of the season? Perhaps, for example, that's Ederson or Alisson, even perhaps with less fixtures than, say, Kasper Schmeichel.
Even Mendy.
So I think what you want to do is go down the route where you have 4 or 5 dead players and 5 or 6 players that you're prepared to move around. Perhaps that's a solid bit where you want to start with and go, right, I definitely want Salah, Son, Cancelo, whatever, as your core, and then you move around the other pieces.
Isn't it better to move the premiums around a bit more to get more bang for your buck?
Yes, probably.
So I think the likes of Saka is quite cheap actually in this game.
But then if you look at the Saturday in match week 36, say when Liverpool play Tottenham, like who you captain that Saturday at the moment?
Depends who I own at the time, but I'll own a little bit of Chelsea then. Probably, or I'll own a bit of Brentford or United.
You won't see the Chelsea team that plays Wolves, so that's dirty. But Liverpool against Tottenham, you could go Ronaldo again away to Brighton, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So, but that's the point. We talk about moving around the premiums. So if you want to go in for Salah against Tottenham in your case, and you're moving from Ronaldo, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
Unless Ronaldo was out injured. So I think what you need to do is find yourself a core. So let's discuss. Who's the core players that you definitely want? Right, they stay dead to the end of the season. It doesn't have to be forward players. It doesn't have to be premium players. Which goalkeeper do you think scores most points between now and the end of the season?
And this is a good discussion, mainly because we've had questions on Twitter, and one that I saw, I think it was Ian Parron. I need to come back to the Twitter questions, which was, who do you see in your team now dead till the end of the season? I mean, you've only got 4 transfers. There's only 4 players that can stay till the end of the season. Only 4 players that can move.
7.
Seven will have to stay till the end of the season. So it's like, which 7? Saka, I think, is definitely one. They've got enough fixtures and the spacing is okay.
Well, we assume he's going to be fit for Sunday, but we don't have the information at the moment. But in terms of dead to me, they're not going anywhere, would be Nick Pope. And I know there's a lot of thought process to move Nick Pope onto, say, Schmeichel for Sunday. I'm not really interested in making that transfer. I also think, as I've said to you previously on the FPL pods, if they do make that Conference League final, I wouldn't be surprised if Schmeichel doesn't even play the last game against Southampton. And therefore, there isn't actually a game. So Nick Pope's staying for me. They're fighting for their lives. We've got decent games left. Van Dijk stays, Laporte stays, Cancelo stays. Saka stays. I think Sonny stays. They're the only ones I'm definite on. Like, I'm prepared to sacrifice Salah potentially just to try something different.
The reality is, if I'm picking a goalkeeper that's going to stay to the end of the season, then I have to pick someone on the Sunday, because we've established that I need to have 11 on the Sunday. So I have the choice of Mendy.
But then maybe you don't. If you're leaving the position dead, rather than wasting the transfer further down the line.
Yeah, I understand.
That said, if you take the case of Schmeichel, you're going to have 5 transfers you can use on the final day with no gains, right? You're just using 5 transfers to make your team better, presumably. So if Schmeichel wasn't in the team final day, he'd be one of your transfers, obviously, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So
there's a case for Schmeichel.
Schmeichel's okay. Mendy, I'm not convinced, because
I think he could even get left out in a league game. I really do.
About
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale is the only other. It's Ramsdale or Schmeichel. I'm not really keen on Lloris.
Or Hugo?
Not keen on Lloris. Not keen on Fabi. Lloris will play every game, though.
Well, Arsenal and Tottenham both have 5 games left from Sunday.
Who would you pick? Ramsdale?
I I don't know. It's probably a coin flip, isn't it? Like Burnley, Norwich, Tottenham's last two could conceivably be clean sheets, couldn't they?
Yeah.
So there might not be the immediate on it. Possibly Lloris, actually.
Yeah, because I like the thought of Gabriel. We're talking about dead players. I think Gabriel's a decent shout.
Mind you, Ramsdale would give you another captaincy cover, maybe for that Monday night against Newcastle.
Oh,
but
okay,
if you're
Gabriel
thinking of
or
having
Saka.
Saka,
Yeah. I think I'd go Gabriel and Saka and Lloris. So Lloris is a consideration. And then he can stay
I think Sunday you go Sonny and Kane, I think.
as well.
With them fixtures, yeah. I'd argue... I'd tell you what, Leicester players will pick up passing tiers on Sunday. You will see the team. So someone like Tielemans, mate. I bet Tielemans pick up passing tier at Tottenham on Sunday. Someone like that, James Maddison, if he's in the team. You know the problem with these Leicester guys going forward, right? Are they going to play every game?
But there's
obvious. West Ham, I think you avoid at the moment. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. Like, Bowen would be decent, but do you think he plays both Arsenal and Norwich?
No.
It's doubtful, isn't it? So I think that's avoidable. Mind you, could you look at Flappy? But then it's 4 games versus Lloris, Ramsdale and stuff.
I don't think so.
No, I agree. So
if we were to get to the Europa final, he's going to play Areola, and he's not going to then suddenly drop Areola into the league and play Farry in the final.
West Ham skip. Arguably, I'd look at, for the one game, I'd look at Romero. Tackle tier, potential passing tier, particularly if Tottenham are maybe looking for a goal. Romero would be an interesting one. Højbjerg and Bentancur will be close to passing tiers. But I think you go for the explosive players, didn't you? So if you see the Chelsea team against Everton on Sunday, I think you go like Werner, Mount, Havertz and stuff. Yeah, slam into it. Mm-hmm. And if it's a case you decrease to enable the budget with the likes of Norgard and other cheap players the next night, then do so. Like Anthony Elanga's 7 point something, but he's a forward, unfortunately, rather than a midfield player. You can't actually lock in your team till you see the Chelsea team on Sunday. But I would definitely be moving to 5 United and Brentford players on the Monday. And therefore, it might be worthwhile. So we're saying you should have 11 players on the Sunday. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just start with Virgil van Dijk, for example, or if that's what you want. Yeah, maybe the defensive players particularly. It might be better to say, look, I'm just going to start with Van Dijk and Cancelo, for example. Therefore, I don't have to buy them. Yeah. Because you're going to want to get rid of the United Brentford players.
Yeah, the challenge I can
Chelsea
see
players.
is 36 and 37. I mean, there's 5 match days in 36 and 4 match days in 37 in that week. So it's like juggling the transfers.
So maybe you are better off starting with... Because you're definitely going to want Liverpool City, aren't you? So you probably are better off starting with a few of them.
Yeah, rather than... I'm not going to have the transfers to get to them.
Nah. Yeah, maybe start with them. I'd still buy 5 from United Brentford Monday, honestly, definitely.
Yeah,
and then move them on. But you don't have to move all of them on. Like I said, Tony, for example, he could then become one of your dead players. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that.
Captaincy this week.
Yes.
So we spoke about Saturday a little bit. What are you thinking? It's not straightforward.
It's only showing me this week Mendy on Thursday.
Oh, we've got a game Thursday first, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's obviously United Chelsea. What's your plan?
Mendy.
So I've now got Chalobah and Mason Mount. I took a move on Chalobah because I thought I came to the conclusion that he would probably play 3 of Chelsea's 4 from the Sunday if I exclude the Leeds game, obviously going back and including the West Ham game. So I figure he'll play 1 of United and then the weekend against Everton. And then I think he plays against Wolves, or if he doesn't play against Wolves, he plays against Leeds, and therefore I possibly hold it a bit longer. And there are players at similar value that I can move to. So I may even decide to move Chalobah to Tony on Monday night, for example. The current thinking for me is actually probably to go Salah to Ronaldo on Monday. Because what's interesting about Ronaldo is ownership in the top 1,000. It's babyish. It's like 2% owned in the top 1,000, not even that at the moment.
It will jump up on.
And most people, I think you're at the stage now where most people can't make the transfers on certain things. And I think if you buy Ronaldo, for example, it's costing you 2 transfers because you're moving it again from Sunday or Monday because you get to Sunday, United only have 1 game left and there's teams have got 4 left, for example. I mean, Tottenham, not Tottenham, but Arsenal would be one, for example. So even Ronaldo to any Arsenal player. So I'm thinking of chancing Ronaldo at the moment, get him in, because I think at this stage...
2 transfers, one to get him in,
I'm looking at it and going, I could go Tony for the rest of the season, but it's the explosive captaincy of what's left that I think might do me the turn. And I think most people probably don't go to Ronaldo on Monday night. So there's an opportunity there for me to have a premium player who's disappointed most of us this season, but actually his recent form's not that bad. Get him in Monday night, captain him, chain him, move him off on the Sunday to someone else. Thursday night, though, I don't intend to buy Ronaldo this Thursday. I'll wait till Monday. So it's Chalobah on Mount for captaincy. And if neither are in the team, which is a possibility, then I think I'd just captain Mount.
It comes off the bench.
Yeah.
Saturday, the early kick on Newcastle-Liverpool looks very tempting. They're going to want to win that to put pressure on City.
Yeah, but there's 6 home wins in a row in Newcastle, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, City away at Leeds. Leeds give up a lot of chances still, so that could be a riot.
But then
of a game
team
as
selection.
well.
I think De Bruyne plays Saturday, for example, if you own, and he's really interesting. But I know there's a few others that think he won't play that game after last night's result.
I'd go Liverpool based on the fact that you can see the team.
Alternatives? What about like Pope at Watford?
Sure. Watford, sure. I don't mind it. If it's a clean sheet, you know he's going to clean it up.
If you're sitting there already with a Coutinho or something?
Yeah, don't mind it.
They're an interesting one. The entry points aren't great for Villa because the entry point really is the Liverpool game on the Tuesday, which feels wrong because you're buying a Villa player for a fixture against Liverpool. But I think if you had like a Coutinho on Saturday, I'd be very tempted to punt that. I think for me, Saturday, it probably will. The fact that we'll see the Liverpool team as well, I think Salah. Still, I think Salah or Van Dijk, depending on what you've got. Most people still got Salah. What's his ownership, top thousands?
Salah in the top 1,000, James, is 95.5.
The thing is, if you're chasing, you want to do something different, don't you, I think? But then it doesn't mean you can't do like what I'm thinking of saying, right, I'll captain him Saturday, stay with it, move off him for the final few games. I think you can do something like that. So I think Salah for me Saturday.
Sunday, we just mentioned. I think I'd probably go with the Chelsea player, depending on if you can see the Chelsea team. If it's an absolute dog's dinner, then I don't mind Kane or Son.
I think I'll go Sonny Sunday.
Okay.
I haven't got Kane. I'd moved him on a little while ago. I think
if you owned Kane, would you go stick with Kane?
Yeah, I'd go Kane over Sonny for that fixture. Leicester more likely to play a back four than what Tottenham have played against the last few, so there should be a little bit more spacing in there. I don't think Mendy's the greatest holding midfield player, and he basically plays all of Leicester's league games at the moment because he's ineligible in the Europa Conference. Kane has a brilliant historical record against Leicester. He's scored more against them than any other Premier League team. So I think Harry for Sunday. But there's certainly alternatives. Yes, Chelsea players away to Everton. You don't need to overlook that. I just feel like certainly the passing tiers will be there, but I fancy Everton to score on Sunday. Saka is obviously an option
Very
as well.
viable.
You could even make the case if you're still sitting there with Jared Bowen against Tavares. You could have some joy there.
Yeah. I would rather Saka against Masuaku than Jared Bowen against Tavares.
You don't see the West Ham team.
No.
So I think Bowen's probably a no-go.
Thursday night. So Manchester United v Brentford. I'll be Ronaldo, assuming I own him.
I think that there's a number of different options you can consider here for this fixture. I think we're at the stage where you can punt differentials. So that if the money's there and you want to punt a Jadon Sancho, for example, then by all means look at it. I think Ronaldo is the standout choice. I think for most people, however, who are a little bit lighter on transfers, the right move will be Ivan Toney.
Cheap and dead.
7.9, I believe. They've got 4 fixtures left from the Monday. The 3 fixtures after the United game are very decent. He's possibly going to be a facilitator that allows you to spread money, that allows you to get an extra City defender or extra Liverpool defender or similar. So I think the most popular move for Monday will be Toney. I think there'll be a real spread on captaincy Monday, which is part why I want to go Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not getting bought, like when we spoke about Pope the other week. I want to buy him. That's not going to happen with Ronaldo on Monday because most people to do it are going to be shifting either Salah or Kane. And with those two players, admittedly, they play each other on the following Saturday. It just doesn't feel right. It then feels like you're buying Ronaldo for the one game. And there's obviously more fixtures for Salah and Kane in the remainder of the season as well. So I think for most people, they probably won't make that move. But I'm considering Salah to Ronaldo.
And then, that's it. That's all the captaincies. Just looking at some of the questions that we had in on Twitter, James.
Go for it.
Which we can always cover off. Very interesting ones as well. Shadebi says, Ramsdale or Schmeichel on Sunday? Between Sunday and the end of the season, I think Schmeichel has 6 fixtures and Ramsdale 5, right? I don't know if that particularly makes a difference to your thinking.
On fixtures, it's Schmeichel, isn't it? And there's some good fixtures in there, let's be honest.
3 in the middle, Everton, Norwich, Watford.
Yeah, absolutely. Leicester players, I think, will be particularly popular on Sunday the 6th, especially if they have gone out of the Conference League. You do see the team for that Everton game as well. But do we expect any outfield Leicester player to play all of Everton, Norwich, Watford? Sunday the 6th.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Leicester players, I think ideally, and this won't Sunday the 8th, sorry. This won't be right for everybody. So I think, for example, if perhaps you've got Bruno Guimaraes, for example, I think you're probably more looking at moving for a Leicester player this coming Sunday, I think, for the Tottenham game. But for most, ideally, if you want to go in, you probably do wait the extra fixture. Plus, I do think they'll rotate quite a lot at Tottenham, bearing in mind it's in between the 2 Roma games.
Yep.
So ideally, I'd wait till the 8th, the Everton game. But I think Schmeichel's the only one I'd have any confidence plays all them games. I'm now looking at just avoiding them, I think.
Yeah. We have a question coming in from Dave, who is a Sky newbie.
Hello, Dave.
Late in the season to be a newbie, but
that's all right.
You know, it's all
Try
good.
It before next year, like that.
How does Manager of the Month work? Does it start from Sunday? And if so, will Suj be loading up on the teams playing Sunday to start with? Or we've just established the answers yes and no. I will be loading up, but maybe not all 11.
I think we're probably establishing that because of the awkwardness of wanting to sell United, Brentford and Chelsea players from after next Saturday.
And
so
I can only sell 5 in total.
And you can only do 5 in a week.
Well, unless I've gone from Chelsea to United. Chelsea on the Sunday, and they're the ones that I go to United, and then I come off. Then I'm not having to come off to Chelsea as well.
Yes, you could do it that way. That Chelsea's just your sacrifice on the Sunday and you miss.
But then they play on the Saturday.
It doesn't feel like you get any games because I imagine the majority of the players that you would consider will play at least one of the Wolves or Leeds games. And that could be awkward where you don't have the guy misses the Wolves game and then you think, oh shit, he's going to play against Leeds. I want to keep him for the Leeds game because, again, we said the captaincy could be a little awkward that night. Yeah. So I think you do probably... It sounds wrong, but I think you do want to start with some dead from Liverpool City particularly.
Yep. FF Thinker, who is the most unlikely player that you think will end up in your team at the end of the season?
Okay, let's say maybe Nketiah.
Ooh.
It's cheap. It's very cheap. It's a forward. It's an alternative to Tony. So, I mean, for example, you could, in terms of a chain move, and again, I think you probably need transfers for this, but I'm considering, say, Salah to Ronaldo and then Ronaldo onto something else. You could look at it and go, right, you'll buy Tony on Monday, have Tony for United, and then Southampton, you can chain it off to Nketiah against Leeds on the Sunday. So, Nketiah, I think, is the name that's come out of nowhere. I've known for a while that I'd probably end up with Richarlison, I think, for the end of the season. I think probably the more shocking one is probably just going, no, fuck this with Leicester. Like, despite the number of fixtures, can't bothered with it.
What about like Dewsbury Hall or Gordon? Just not as interesting in this?
Yeah, they're fine, but I think for me personally, I'd rather power into someone that's got explosiveness like Richarlison, as much as he frustrates and is just as likely as a red card as he is for a Hall. No, Richarlison's been good historically for us in Sky, so with what they've got left from the Leicester fixture on the 8th, from that period, there's still 5 games to go for Everton.
Worth it.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. Darb says...
And arguably end up captaining him a couple of times, arguably.
Well, I'm going for him in FPL, so it kind of makes sense that I think he's going to score goals or points. Yep. Darb says, is Kane to Ronaldo the move for Monday if you're chasing a top 100 finish? Well, James is doing exactly that, so we can't really...
Or even I'm saying about even Salah to Ronaldo. And by the way, I'm not recommending this. As I would not recommend go Salah to Ronaldo or even necessarily Kane to Ronaldo on the Monday. I'm just saying that's probably what I'm going to do. I think, as I said, probably the move for Tony is going to make a lot more sense for people. And Norgard, if he's fit. Again, I don't think if you've got like 2 or 3 transfers left, I don't think you want to buy Christian Norgard at this stage if he is fit. You'd rather go for the player that you know's got the potential haul in, surely.
Yeah.
But if Norgard facilitates that you can then power into punting Kevin De Bruyne the following Sunday or something, then fine, make that move.
Paul, Mr. Sky Player in FPL, says, who are you prepared to lose to cover United v Brentford, if anyone? So if you buy Ronaldo or Tony, it'll be 4.
It'd have to be Salah for me if I go for
Big
Ronaldo.
Sacrifice.
In terms of if I decide to go for Tony, which I may still decide to do, Gallagher, Ward-Prowse, Mount, fine. I'd be just short of Gallagher to Tony. I think the most likely one for me to move would probably be Ward-Prowse. I've got no use for that. So if you fast forward to Monday, Southampton from that point, I've got 3 games left, one of which is Liverpool at home. And we know with Ward-Prowse, obviously any game, any time, but he isn't going to hit pass and tears in that game, for example. And he's not going to score 2 goals every week. So I think for Tony, because I'm in a 4-4-2 at the moment, the most likely facilitator would actually be probably Ward-Prowse is the one I'd move on.
Mint says, when do you think the average transfer will drop below 1? 37?
Probably maybe the Monday night when Newcastle play Arsenal.
And then it'll be less than 1.
Yeah, maybe.
Around. Mr. Simple Goal, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Follow Dave at Simple Goal, as in seagull.
Where is he now?
3rd, mate.
Is he still?
Fuck. Well, we've been talking about this for months now.
God,
He's still
Dave.
hung in there. I'd hate to be. Well, I'd love to be in Dave's shoes.
Your man Liam Stevens got a bit of a lead, hasn't he?
40 points.
38.
It's doable.
Absolutely, Dave can still win this.
Come on, Dave. I feel like, when you... it's like the Leicester
Thomas,
scenario.
who's 4th.
Yeah.
We've met him, didn't we? We met him at one of our lives. Huddersfield fan.
Yes. Up in Manchester.
Yeah.
Is that his graphic designer? That is exactly him. Yeah. Oh,
Really nice bloke, Thomas. Yeah.
Come on, lads.
I didn't know he was doing so well. That's great. Look who's 7th.
Yeah. When you win, boys, give me a ring because I've got an
Look who's 7th.
investment opportunity.
Neil Curra, FPL Canal.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, mate. It'd be great if one of them can win it.
Dominating.
I don't know if we know Liam Stevens, but Liam, if you are listening, good luck. And if we don't know you, make yourself known, mate. Same to Perry Hart. Good luck, guys.
Gary Mantle, Nketiah or Nketiah? Entry is probably versus Leeds, though, if he starts.
Yeah, that's the entry. Although, really interestingly, as I said, I've already recorded this morning, Clash of the Correspondents for tomorrow. Adam Pritchard thinks that there's every chance Lacazette will play the Tottenham game.
Back to tried and trusted.
At the moment, Nketiah should stay in.
We were talking about Dave. I didn't actually ask his question.
Oh, go on, ask the question.
Gave him a big up. How many transfers do you think we should take into the penultimate game week? So that's game week 37 in FPL. So obviously in that week, there's 4 match days, and then you've got game week 30 at the last day as well. So 1 or 2?
I think 1. I think going into that final week from the Sunday, which is, I'm going to guess, the 15th till the end of the season, I think, so from after Tottenham Arsenal, I think that's 1 left. And that 1 left is just a contingency. It's a contingency, or if nothing goes wrong, it's a punt from the Thursday for something till the Sunday, which arguably, actually, ironically, come back around would probably be a Chelsea player. Come back and punt the Chelsea player. You'd see the team against Leicester on the Thursday, and then you've got Watford at home final day.
Benny missed the game week 39. Big up yourself. Says he's got 6 planned moves, only 4 transfers left.
He'll DM me and ask me anyway. He always does.
What can I do? What can he do? DM James. There you go.
He's got 6 planned transfers left.
He's got 6 moves, but 4 transfers.
Oh, I see. We need to delete 2 of them. It's as simple as that. You got to make sacrifices, unfortunately. You can't make transfers that you don't have. So, look, what's the priority? What's the upside? Are you chasing? Are you looking to protect?
Captaincy
and that's
coverage.
really important. What's right for us or what's right for you isn't necessarily right for someone else. What are you trying to achieve in the rest of the season? Now, I'd say for the majority of listeners, it's going to be chase. So chase. There's no point buying Mo Salah now. Chase, go and find something different. This is where, at this stage of the season where the game splits, where if you're trying to chase, there's no point staying with a template. You've got to try something different.
Ian says, this is a joke, a question for you, because I'm obviously on a mini overhaul, as he calls it. Injury permitting, how many of your current team do you now intend keeping till the end? So we said 7, right? Because you've got 4 transfers. Have that question? No, we were talking about dead players. So 7 because you got 4 transfers.
Well, it might be 8.
Yeah.
If I buy Ronaldo's, I'm staying.
Move him on. So 8.
Yeah.
FPL Canal, Neil says, if you had 9 transfers left, would you rotate highly owned players to maximise fixtures or look to bring in...
Please tell me that Neil is 7th and got 9 transfers left.
I think he has, you know. If you had if you had 9 transfers left, would you rotate highly owned players to maximise fixtures or look to bring in explosive low-owned players like Diaz, Jota, Mahrez, Jesus, and hope to hit a big haul?
I would absolutely be going for the explosive captains at this stage, I think. It's easy to say when you're in the position and you've got a genuine chance of potentially winning it, then it's easier said than done, because the differential captain is not going to work every time. Neil's got 9 transfers, right? So he's 57 points short. That's 1 Ferran Torres, isn't it? And that's the reality, isn't it? It's that 1 Ferran Torres Friday night at Newcastle. Who can do... And you've got... The reality is you're not going to hit that Ferran Torres, but there will be one left where suddenly Daka gets a hat-trick against Norwich or something. It's that what you want to hit. So I'd go as rogue as you like, mate.
Yep. Javo says he's got 2 Liverpool, 2 City, 2 Chelsea, JWP, Pope and Cash. Gallagher or Dennis are on the chopping block, and he's back now, and he's down to his last.
I wouldn't sell
transfer.
Dennis at the moment.
Dennis likely too cheap to transfer out. Where should I go for the rest of the season? So Gallagher is the only one that's really expendable for him at the moment.
I mean, I've actually got over the next 10 game days, starting from obviously the Thursday night game, I've got Watford top of my fixture ticker. So
yeah,
I'd even
forgetting that they're crap.
I know that, but look, I've got Burnley, Palace, Everton, Leicester, 3 of them at home, and I realise I've been shit at home. But he's 5.5. What are we moving it to? Dennis stays. The only reason not to keep Dennis is if you're in some sort of, I need to have Kane, Ronaldo, Salah together or something. You need to, but I don't think you do at this stage need to fill those forward quotas. So Dennis would definitely stay. Who was the other one to get rid of?
Gallagher.
Yeah, he can go.
Saka.
Yeah, on Sunday that's
if
fine.
Financially, I don't know.
The only thing I'd arguably say with that is you've got Gallagher. Obviously, this Saturday goes to Southampton, whereas Saka's got West Ham away. If you look forward another week, Gallagher's got Watford at home, and then Saka's got Leeds on the Sunday. So arguably, you do wait a week.
Yeah. Last question of the show goes to Stian. Mr. Therapy.
It's another one. You're moving to the template, really.
Yeah, that's boring, isn't it?
It's not boring. But like, for example, say Saka against Leeds, is that genuinely the best captaincy versus a Man City player against Newcastle? I'm not certain that it is. What, they unbeaten in 5 or 6 now, Leeds? It's not to say you don't expect Arsenal to beat Leeds. Of course you do. But I think at that stage, if I'm chasing, rather than moving Gallagher to Saka, I'm looking to... Right, can I afford to go for Mahrez or Foden or something instead? Okay, it's a little punty, probably not affordable, but I'd look at that as alternatives.
Stian wants to know, why does my phone know when I'm sad and then try to make me even more sad? And he doesn't give any context or reference.
Stian, what you need, right? You screensaver, you need a picture of my face.
What?
That'll really depress him.
But Stian, if you do want to use an image of James's face as a screensaver of your phone, you have to buy it from us as an NFT.
Planet FPL wallpaper.
Yeah, we have to buy it as an NFT, and definitely James's face will be a fungible token. Listeners, I hope you enjoyed this short episode of Sky Fantasy Football. James given me some great insight into what I need to do to set my team up now. We'll be definitely looking at maybe 8-9 for Sunday. And where I'm coming off to, I do like the look of Leicester and Everton, and then piling into City and Liverpool for the run-in as well. We'll be back at you next week where we'll know what the situation is after the first 2 match days and where I stand in my quest for this console.
I think there won't be that many transfers this weekend. I'll just add on. I think Monday night, obviously, there's a number of players that people can obviously consider, which we've covered. But I think if you look at the teams playing Sunday, arguably, you'd wait a week. So Leicester obviously got Tottenham. It's Everton the following Sunday. You'd wait a week. Everton play Chelsea. Got Leicester on the Sunday the following week. You'd wait a week. Chelsea, presumably, you're not suddenly getting a Sunday. I'm going to go Chelsea now when they've just had West Ham Sunday and United on the Thursday. Presumably, you've already done it. Tottenham obviously have Leicester Sunday, but then it's Liverpool Saturday. Then a gap to Arsenal on the Thursday. You probably target the Arsenal game on the Thursday. West Ham, we've spoken about the issues. And arguably with Arsenal, you wait for the extra week for the Leeds fixture as well. So I don't think there'll be many transfers Saturday, Sunday. But there will be a number on Monday.
There we go. Good luck this weekend. I hope you enjoy it. Tomorrow, Clash of the Correspondents, James. You've got West Ham Arsenal.
West Ham Arsenal, yeah.
Lovely, jubbly. And, of course, on Sunday, an Ask James live stream.
On Sunday?
Friday.
I think you need another coffee,
Friday, mate. I definitely do today. And if you are interested in our Patreon content, then head over to patreon.com/Planet FPL.
Or wait till Sunday.
Because it's the first of the month, but then they'd miss out on the amazing
the wife pod tomorrow.
Mrs. Planet FPL.
It will stay on the archive, but it will be dated because we're talking about wildcard. So.
Will be fun tomorrow, so you may want to consider signing up early. It's a few quid. It's all good. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and ciao for now.
Thanks, everyone. Play it your way. Be nice to each other. Good luck. Cue music, please, man child.